and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Leonie Poortman. I am a vocal coach and singer-songwriter from the Netherlands, and today I want to talk about the beautiful, gorgeous vocal cords you see in front of you. You're probably like, ew, what the hell is going on? I don't want to look at this, it's gross. But it is what it is. I can't really say anything else about it, but you know. So I think it's very important to understand at least a little bit of the anatomy. I'm sorry, I just did the Dutch. I'm doing English now, so I'm like, oop, let's switch back to English. You don't need to know everything to sing healthy. But I do think that some things you need to know in order to understand how to use your voice. So we're gonna look at, they call this laryngoscopy. That's a hard word for me. And what they did is they have like a small a small camera through the nose, comes out at the larynx, and the images, the video is slowed down so you can see what's happening. Like the movement usually is so fast that you can't see it. So I'm gonna explain to you a little bit about how the vocal cords work today, because I think it's really important. So let's do this. And sometimes the volume can be really loud when she sings higher. So I'm gonna try to like put the slider down a little bit in OBS if that works. I hope it does. That would be good. So headphone users are not like deaf. So that's where we're gonna start. You see those white parts here that we call those the true vocal folds, but most people know them by vocal cords, and these are the false vocal folds. And for now I'm gonna say vocal cords because it's most well known for people. So these white things here is how we make sound. And if you look closely when she's breathing, you can see the, I think it's the esophagus. Oh God, that's where you breathe. You see the oh God. I hope I'm translating this correctly. I did learn everything in English as well, so I should know this. But it's like the tube where you breathe through. You will see the, I don't know how to translate this right now, I'm sorry. But it's not important. You'll see what I mean, I think. So we're gonna look a little bit.
Very soft. Nice loud try real high pitch.
It's so loud.
Now give me a singing.
Okay. So you've seen a little bit about how they work. She's gonna sing a scale now. She's gonna start at a low note. She's gonna go up and then go back. That's when you'll see changes happening. And I want you to focus on the length. Oh, I wanted to point at the screen, but you can't see that, of course. Obviously. So the length of these vocal cords, vocal folds, is what I want you to look at, because it's gonna change as soon as she sings higher. And usually I ask my students to, you know, take a look and tell me what they see, and if she sings higher, are they elongating or are they getting shorter? And I mean, I would love if you comment before I tell you the results, because you know, I would love some more engagement in traffic, but we all know that by now, right? So look at the length, because that's gonna matter after we see this. So let's take a look, and I'm gonna hopefully adjust the volume a little bit so headphone users don't, they'll be awake.
At a low pitch and then sing up. Okay, keep going further. Now higher.
Alrighty, did you see what happened? Did you see the length change? In case you didn't, I'll just go back a little bit. You can see now they are pretty long, and the moment she starts to go down, they're getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So what we can say about that is the higher she sings, or the higher you sing, the longer the vocal cords are gonna get, and the shorter, the lower it's gonna get. So I always use like I don't even know what it's called. I'm sorry for your hair. To give an example, so I'm gonna put this on in front of the microphone, because there's in front of the camera, because the microphone is there. I don't have a separate microphone yet. I'll get on that when I get to my workplace. So you can hear it's lower, and it gets higher, the sound, even though it's really soft. Higher, lower. Same goes for any instrument that has strings. The tighter you, the more you, God, words, where are you? The tighter you put them, the higher the sound is gonna be. And so it makes a lot of sense when you look at this. But then something else changes as well, and that's how thick this, but also the chords are. Because the higher you go, the thinner they are becoming. The lower you're going, the thicker they will be. And like the thickness of these chords decide how loud the sound is going to be. So you have more surface now when they hit each other, so it's louder. You have less surface now, so it gets softer. And I'll show you how that works with my hands, because I think that makes it a lot clearer. So this is the beautiful, beautiful movement of the vocal cords. I have a pretty big surface now when I clap my hands, so it's gonna be pretty loud. Now it's gonna be longer and thinner. And now it's a lot softer. So I hope that makes some sense if I do it like this. So that means that the lower we sing, the easier, in the first place at least, it is to sing louder. And I think most of you will relate to that. The higher you get, the harder it's going to be. So it's going to be either you're going to switch to completely soft, or you're going to try to put on some pressure to get there. But what happens when you put pressure on your instrument here? So I talked about this being the true vocal folds, this being the false vocal folds. And the moment you start to push and press, the false vocal folds will put pressure on the true vocal folds. So what happens is they will hit each other. This is what will happen. I lost the words, but it's gonna dry out and you're gonna lose your voice. And maybe you recognize this because when that happens, you try to go up, and at some point it's like, I can't go any further because it's all dried out. It doesn't want to go any further because it needs to restore first. Same like when you have a cough or something, that if you are coughing a lot, it could dry out the vocal folds if there's not enough slime to protect it. So but then I guess the question comes, and maybe not for everyone out there, but at least for in my country, it's like, how are we going to sing louder up higher? Because if we look at the anatomy right now, it's like, how? So I will be explaining that in the video tomorrow. And I hope for now this makes sense. If I didn't explain it well, please let me know in the comments. And I hope we can stay strong together. And I want to give you something to do at home, some distraction, some entertainment. And I love to have some purpose. So thank you for watching if you made it all the way. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.